Good morning, City. It's our third day in wonderful Jinxia, and we are going to try to expand our residential housing a little bit. We're playing ultra hardcore City Skylines, and what that means in practice is we're running at triple speed, although it seems to set itself back to normal speed on a regular basis, so I always have to remember to see if I go to budget. I can see that we've got all of this various stuff going on. That's not what actually set it at normal speed, but it doesn't really matter. Point being, I'm going to look around and try to see what's going on in this town that they need. These people are sick. On the other hand, we have a health clinic. I think the health clinic is by the landfill, so that's not awesome, but up and we have a wonderful fire in the ritzy high value district. That's not awesome. But what we're going to do is try to pave some of these roads so that we can build up a little bit. Whole bunch of people building their little houses out here. Quite a lot of these roads cannot be paved because they are simply too steep to pave. But a lot of them are fine. So what we're going to do is pave what we can. Actually, that just looks dumb. We're going to put that back. And I think maybe put this, yep, okay. Because there's not all that much we can do about that other than maybe try to use the height tool. And we have a little problem with residents here. So without taking it off of the slowy down thing, let's try to get some residences out here. This area, they can produce things, hopefully fill in some of the gaps. I need to be able to take in, yep. I need to get back over a count of 1,000. And I would like to develop some of this. I really would. I think I may need to make specialized service areas here. So we're going to hope, I'm clearing an income of 0 at the moment. So what I need to do is basically give this little area its own resources. It's going to want its own services and things. But not the landfill. I think the garbage trucks are just going to have to go down the hill. I need to keep some trees over there. And especially trees over by the view, because this is, after all, the ritzy zone. Let's see what we can do with this. That doesn't work as well as I hoped. Looking for a bit of a curve. Not quite as much of a curve as that. You know something? That's going to just be a little side road there. We don't have the ability to decorate, but we do have an area that can see decoration in eventually. And we're going to want to make houses here too. That's what we really lack at the moment, is the houses, and anybody here can go down to the they can go down shopping, and they can go down to the industrial zone. So this is a pretty ideal scenario for an area that's meant to end up being pretty posh. My fervent hope is that this area can end up posh. And zoning is cheap. I can do zoning for nothing. These are staying unzoned for the moment because this is where I'm going to need to stick things like probably even schools and things. It's going to be terrible. The school's going to be up here. Speaking of which, what if I did put a school? It's going to be a while before I can put a school, guys. It's going to be quite a while. So let's see what we got here. Well, first of all, quick check electricity. I'm going to need more electricity pretty soon. And water is still doing fine. Those are fundamentals. Those are very basic. The landfill's filling up, but I got a ways to go. I'm looking forward to getting incinerators very quickly. And you know what I'm going to need to do? I need to hit 2,400 so that I can start doing buses. Because I'm going to move to buses as soon as I can. What I'm really looking forward to is 7,000 so I can get the incinerators online and start working with subways. But for the time being, I've got this posh area up here. This is Dishland. These terrible little shacks, but oh my god, the view. Location, location, location. Oh, and somebody is having a problem with police, I think. I saw lights. Oh, nope, that was a hospital. Thank you all the people who told me not to use the sirens, because it's a little bit more pleasing to watch this game unfold under these circumstances. So here's our epic cliffs. And we could be running things over here as well. We've already got electric and water established, and we don't have to pay twice for that if it's there. That's a definite thought. That is a major thought. Up, tiny town. And that means we can do decoration, so that's yeah. I like that idea. We're going to start with a small park just in this little area. Oh, it may be a small park, but it's kind of a big thing. But there we go. This stuff can be a little higher class. I don't think we need sidewalks, but we can throw some trees around. A little foresty area up there, but I can't be fooling around with this too much because there's going to be a lot of other stuff I need to do. Look down here, we're already seeing electric problems. I got to throw some more electricity in this place. Consumption is slightly larger than availability. So, another 8 megawatts if you please. And we're not actually going to be placing anything up here, even though it's very high power, because it's going to cause noise pollution. And I'm dead set in this area being a high value area. But you know, something we might be able to do. A little more residential. It wants residential. And I'm in a position to place some more residential. Let's run a road right through this residence. What's that electricity? And I'll start it up in a moment. I shall fix it. I shall fix it this instant. I needed that. There we go. Okay, please don't you all die. Thank you. Oh, and we're on normal speed. Okay, I kind of weaseled out of that a little bit. I don't know why it keeps putting me back to normal speed, but that may have just saved my butt, so I'm not sure if I'm complaining too loud. That would be a bridge. That looks exactly like a bridge. I do not like the idea of that being a bridge, so let's not have one. And that's a bit of a cul-de-sac. We'll throw some more residential over here. Now, the presence of power lines there is not exactly awesome, but we'll do what we can. And we better throw some water in there while we're at it. They need water. They're going to have power, they don't got water. I'm trying as hard as I can to use as little of these resources because you can just fill all the area, sure, but every little bit has a maintenance cost. And I'm real concerned about my maintenance costs. I'm playing in this ultra hardcore mode and feel that it's liable to catch up with me. Away with the water. What is our problem now? We've all got a bunch of problems now. Do we feel sick? They're sick. So, health. There's more sick citizens than there are. So here's what we're going to do. If I got the money for it, and it seems like I do, we have a dedicated hospital right up here. Now, they may not be helping the folks down here very well. Very likely not, but it can take some of the load off of the hospital that's here, and that should help somewhat. We still haven't gone down here very far either. We're not making use of this road at all. Let's see how far our water goes. Our water goes okay. Let's run a little farther down here and then zone it. Switched over to the brush. Trying to do a neat job of doing this. I still see sick people, and they're needing fire stations and things. That's not great, but they're doing reasonably well. The whole mountain city thing is up. Okay. This is not ideal. There's the fire truck. Fire truck is going to his destination. Hopefully that will... Yep. Success. I'm not thrilled with all these little crappy houses. I mean, I suppose they're nice, but they're blocking the view, and the big houses and fancy houses are not able to be there. But I feel that if I knock them all down and move this road, it's not going to be great. What are my options for maybe upgrading the road? What does it do? Oh, interesting. I could upgrade the road and knock all this stuff down. Let's give it a try. Now that's giving us some 4-spot things. And just a couple of tiny little houses tucked on the edge. That's going to be amusing. I'll put those. There will be the occasional person living in a little hut just off the side of the cliff. But mostly it's a scenic view. The purpose of that is mostly so that you can have a pretty thing to look at. The occasional... I'm not sure whether that should be a residence or whether that should be a shop of some kind. So it's certainly not big enough to be a fancy house. This person's house is pretty cool. All right, in our last few minutes, I think what we're going to do is check out the scenario up here, and I don't think we have a single school. So we got a little bit of money here. We're going to tuck an elementary school over here. It's a very cool elementary school with a wonderful view of everything. Teaches Montessori, all the things that you want. And we're not yet thinking in terms of the heavy roads for getting the heck down into this area. But we're pretty much basically scratching for resources and not having a lot of money. So we're going to kind of do what we can here. I still see some sickness. I still see some sickness, and the population is not growing very fast, but I don't want it running... If anything goes out of control, I'm basically boned. It's become very clear that the way this works out... Oh, they need a police presence down there. We'll work on that. How much is that going to cost? It's going to cost too much. So we got a little bit of sickness. We got a little of fear of bad things happening. This industrial area ain't what I would call super healthy. But the demand is about as much as I could hope for or deal with. I wonder whether maybe it is... Is that a dead building? What are you? Oh, you're the medical clinic. Alrighty then. Okay, we're not going to run a road through the medical clinic. That seems like that might be a bad idea. We're going to put an industrial zone sort of over here. And we're going to do that as soon as we get back into the city tomorrow. So until then, ta-ta, see you guys later.